Hey fam, welcome to your September reading. This is TC, your guiding chariot. Before we get to the cards, I just want to lay some ground rules. I have changed the format, so if you've been following my channel, you've been watching the monthlies, I've totally revamped them. So the setup will be different. Before I would do a pull for love, a pull for your own spiritual growth, and a pull for kind of work and money. And then we get your main spirit message. I've kind of changed it where I kind of want to keep those three facets separate. So this one is really going to be an overview for the month, how you're developing, what's going on in a spiritual space for you. I'm going to do love and money things separately. So instead of doing them all here, I'm breaking them apart so we can go a little deeper instead of kind of giving you kind of surface answers for all three. We're going to have like a dedicated monthly for each. So don't worry, love will probably come next. So I'm going to do spirit and then love, and then we'll do money, or how I don't know how I'm going to do the money one yet. We'll see. We'll figure that out. I might do the two together. I might do them separate. But this one's literally focused just on, spiritual development, divine energies, all that good stuff. So we are still going to do a mix of oracle and tarot. Tarot for our big kind of spirit message, and then the oracles I'm going to use on kind of how you're showing up, what kind of divine angelic assistance is coming in, and then also what kind of earthly animal spirit guidance is coming through for you. I keep saying September, but I feel like this reading is really more like Virgo season, so some of it may have already started. Yeah, it's been an interesting Virgo season so far. I'm definitely feeling this earth energy, so I hope you are too. It's amazing. If you see me look down, I'm looking at a calendar of planetary transits. I just wanted to talk. There's a lot going on planetary-wise, astrological-wise, so I just wanted to throw some general things out that you all can benefit from, and then we'll get into the cards. I just wanted you to kind of know what the setup was. This month, or this season, Virgo season, lots going on. So first and foremost, we have a lot of power planets all in Virgo, some of them in conjunctions. We have the Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, all in Virgo. Sun, Mercury, and Mars actually make a conjunction. I think this Monday. I want to say it's this Monday. The Sun and Mars come into conjunction. I want to say Mercury joins them on like the 3rd. I think Venus is already there, so she's ahead of the game. But having all these planets in very close proximity, they're very close to each other in the skies. They make a lot of similar aspects. I think they oppose Neptune at some point. They make a couple trines with other planets. I think at some point they might square Jupiter or somebody. I don't know. Lots of things go on. But essentially what that means, there's going to be a lot of kind of step-ups and not obstacles, but opportunities to kind of step up and do things, in a more evolved way. So expect yourself to kind of be evolving and leveling up throughout the month. Lots of opportunities just to kind of work through some things and finally make that next step. A big part of that, though, is being able to let go of how you've normally done things. This is going to be a new opportunity. This is going to push you in a new way. You kind of have to embrace that to reap the benefits. So there may be a lot of, fear in, having to let go of something that feels comfortable or feels normal for something that may look kind of uncertain. There may not be any guarantees with some of these opportunities coming in. You just kind of have to accept it and take it, and realize that this is what you've been looking for. Is it new? Is it scary? It totally could be. Does that mean we don't do it? No. Okay? One other thing I want to talk about is Saturn. So Saturn goes direct, I believe, I'm trying to remember, but I can look at it. 18th. All right. So Saturn goes direct on the 18th. Saturn is in the sign of Capricorn. It's at 13 degrees. So wherever 13 degrees of Capricorn sits in your chart, if you don't know, you can go online, get your natal chart done, and find all that info out. Wherever that point is, probably since I believe Saturn went retrograde at the end of April, if I remember correctly. Since that time, sometimes it's kind of nice when Saturn goes retrograde, because Saturn can be a real heavy, It's our taskmaster. It can be a hard planet to deal with sometimes. So when it goes retro, it's nice. You get a little breather. You get a little more wiggle room. Once it goes direct, yes, it's going to be putting its energy in that space again. But what's nice is that wherever that point is, wherever Capricorn is in your chart, now you're going to see some forward progression. We've had a couple months to kind of reassess things and realign things and kind of feel things out in a different way, maybe experiment a little bit, try something, try shift this, try change that. Once we get Saturn going direct again, now we can start moving forward with this new structure. So if you've kind of taken this opportunity to do that reassessment, or even if you just tried something different and just try, maybe we'll try do this for a little bit and see how it feels. Whether you liked it or not, that's still information you can use. I talked about this in the Virgo new moon video, so if you haven't seen that, you can watch the beginning of that. That'll go into this a little deeper, sorry. Haven't had my morning cup of tea yet. But with that being said, there will be forward movement wherever Capricorn is in your chart. So that's something to look forward to. But I bring it up because, again, Saturn is our taskmaster. It's a harder, more restrictive planet to play with. So now that he's waking up and getting it going again, it's going to be a little, I don't want to say demanding, because it's not necessarily demanding, but again, it's that's kind of our planet of adulting. So we have these level ups that I was talking about with our personal planets, then Saturn kind of waking up, getting out of bed and going direct, who's really going to ask you to, okay, put your big boy pants on, put your big girl skirt on, now this is time to work. We've got a job to do. So these level ups have really been about strengthening you and almost focusing and strengthening your resolve and dedication to something. And then Saturn gets up and is like, all right, let's do this. Because Venus is involved, and where all of these placements are, a lot of this could be about love and money. Love in terms of how you show up in your relationships, what you desire or require out of your relationships, and then money. What are you doing about not only your finances, but where you find value, how you're earning money, and what you're working, what field you're working in, and how it fills you and satisfies you, and obviously provides. So there may be some new realizations and some breakthroughs in those realms as well. So the upcoming monthlies should be real interesting for a lot of us. I just wanted to throw some of that out. That's just some general stuff. Apply it to your chart as you will. So wherever Virgo is, because that's where all those personal planets are, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, they're all in Virgo for a good chunk of the month. Saturn's going direct in Capricorn. Those are two placements you definitely want to be aware of. All right. With that said, let's get into the cards. All right. I'll see you in a sec. Hey Aquarius, welcome to your September tarot reading video. As I talked about in the intro, this is a completely different format for those of you who are returning to my channel. This video is going to be solely dedicated to spirit messages about your own personal development, how you're showing up this month, and what kind of energies are here to support you. Before, I always included like love and money predictions in here. Those I'm going to do in a completely separate video. So this is just about spirit messages. All right. With that said, let's get into it, Aquas. I hope you've been having an amazing September so far. I hope you've been enjoying it. This first deck I'm going to use to take a peek into how you are showing up this month. What kind of energies you're going to need to get through any obstacles, or what types of energy, or behaviors people around you are going to need from you. So this is you, really how you are meant to show up and what role you're kind of playing this month, all right? Okay, so what's going on for Aquarius the month of September as we navigate Virgo season? Nice easy one there. Sorry, I have so much stuff on my desk right now, just trying to find space. So you guys got the Druid card. I love. Hold the space is the prompt. Druid, hold the space. This is actually a new one for me. I haven't seen this one in this deck yet. I love it. I'm definitely feeling so, side note, I have totally been feeling this Virgo Earth energy since we've gone through, or since we started Virgo season. We haven't gone through it. We're hardly in it. No, I'm just kidding. So for some reason, this is resonating very heavily to me. I almost want to say for some of you, like if you are starting to, I was going to say unravel, but that's not the word I want. But if you're starting to feel things getting chaotic, or if you're starting to feel overwhelmed, if there's a whole lot of stuff on your plate, and you're just kind of like, what's going on? To me, this card is all about just kind of holding things together, and it's not about making sudden moves. You think about the Druids. You know, I'm not saying that they were slow people, but they were methodical, practical, very much like Virgo. You know, they moved with intention. It wasn't just reactionary and just running all over the place. So, you know, I would say that if there's advice here in this card, it is that stand strong. You know who you are, where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. Be confident in that. Oh, so sorry. He's a little out of frame. Stay very true to that. I would also say, if it does start to get overwhelming, and I feel like I've said this before in previous videos for you guys, if things start to get crazy, I think being outdoors, being in nature, would be a great way for you to excuse me, felt that one coming. A great way for you to kind of recenter. A lot of the signs so far that I've done the videos for, there is an element of kind of grounding, and it makes sense with this Virgo Earth energy. I know I'm feeling it, so I'm sure a lot of you, especially if you're more sensitive to energies, are feeling it too. I guarantee it. Aquas, for you guys specifically, being outdoors this month, I think will be very, very helpful to just kind of get rid of all that clutter and get rid of all that mental fog, or, you know, just the anxiety of like, oh my god, I have this deadline, and I gotta be there for my niece's birthday party, and then I also have to be here for this volunteer project I promised her, and then, you know, so I just feel like there may be a lot of things, and this Druid is coming to aid you just to make sure, hey, you have a sacred space to hold. I get that you've got all these things. Keep the balance, keep the peace, keep the harmony, right? You think about Druid magic, and it's all nature magic. It all had to do with the delicate balance. So you are kind of doing the same thing. There's a delicate balance that you need to maintain, all right? Don't let things get too crazy. Don't let all these demands and things throw you off your game, because it's all within your wheelhouse. It's all things that you can handle, that you can manage, that you can do, I don't want to say easily, but, you know, it's things that you are more than capable of doing. It just seems like there may be a lot going on. So don't make any sudden movements. Be methodical. Think it out. Don't be reactionary is the big thing, all right? All right, Spirit, who are you sending to help Aquarius through the month of September? So this deck is kind of about divine, no, there it is. It's about the like divine guidance you're getting this month. What type of support you're, oh, look at that. Love it. So here you have hope, bringer of love and acceptance. Could you not want any more of that? That's amazing. Prompt reads, love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. I think it's that second phrase, recognize your divine worth. It's the same thing I was kind of talking about in the Druid card, you know, about, you know, knowing who you are, knowing where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. Be confident in that. To me, this love and acceptance is really self-love that you're directing towards yourself. Loving yourself through the hard times, not being so overly critical and demanding so much of yourself. It's okay to, you know, feel overwhelmed. We all get to that point every once in a while. The key is that you don't like completely chastise yourself for feeling that. You know, it's not like, oh my god, why can't I get a grip on this? Oh my god, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? I should be able to handle this. You can handle it, but sometimes it gets a little crazy and you need to take a step back, have a little woosah moment. You know, take that 30-minute nap. It's fine. Everything will still be there right where you left it. The world's not going to end just because you needed to reset and just whew. You know, and for some of you, if you have the time, like, you know, plan a weekly hike, get outdoors for like 2 hours and just have, you know, this nice calming moment, and then return to everything that you need to take care of. To me, this hope card is coming through to really remind you to love yourself, be kind to yourself. You know, and even said choose, what was it, choose loving thoughts? I'm trying to read upside down. Yes, choose loving thoughts. You know, and to me, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, you can either, you know, browbeat yourself, or you can, you know, be compassionate towards yourself with this long to-do list that I think a lot of you are going to have in September. And when I say that, I don't think it's necessarily going to be work that is, you know, taxing or anything that you don't enjoy at least a part of. You know, I think you're invested in projects that are, you know, significant and not just a waste of your time. I think there's just a lot of them, or there's just so many steps that it feels a little more demanding than what you prefer or what you're used to, all right? So this, to me, hope is coming through just to tell you to be kind to yourself during this process, during this workflow, all right? All right. And then let's choose an animal spirit for you. So we've got how you're showing up, how the divine is coming to help you. So let's talk a little more down to earth, and how are our nature spirits coming to aid you. Oh, that was a nice one. I love when we get a nice clean cut. Ah ha ha. Nice little mountain cat. Here we have the bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. Look at that. Let's get into focus. Look at that gaze. Look at him looking at you. Love this card. Alright, so Aquas, life is a mystery. You may not like this, especially since you are an air sign. You know, you guys are all, granted, I feel like out of the 3 air signs, you function a little differently. A little differently than your fellow air signs. To me, this card is really about not necessarily needing to analyze every little thing, or, you know, necessarily needing the full explanation of you know, okay, well, if I do this, what's going to happen? Okay, if I do this, is this the outcome? You know, all these kind of things. When Bobcat Spirit comes up, even though it talks about life being a mystery, and, you know, there's things that you're not going to know, whether because you're not supposed to know, or it's just not possible, you know, this card almost kind of hints at needing to release the control, needing to release the need to run everything and have everything super, super planned out. Because, you know, like with the Druid, we know that there's a lot. So if you're trying to control and understand every little detail of every little thing on every to-do list or to-do list item you have, that's going to be way too much work, and that is going to drive you absolutely crazy. So I think this Bobcat Spirit, it's almost like permission to be like, it's okay, there's some gray area. There's meant to be some gray area. You don't necessarily need to have every single item, you know, checked and ticked and da-da-da-da-da-da. All you need to know is here's your to-do list, and you just keep knocking things off one by one by one by one by one. I almost want to say that this card is almost like, you know, and I talked about it as, you know, this is how, you know, our animal spirits are coming out. I feel like this could almost be like your guides, because I keep getting pulled to this stare, like this bobcat, just like my eyes are on you. Like, I feel like spirit is watching you. And that's probably why there's some mystery to it. You know, it's like, we got some of these things that we got. You don't need to handle that. We got this. Stick to your list. It's fine. These things, leave them to us. You know, so these I think are a little more, how do I want to say this? I want to say these are more bigger themes, bolder, big picture type things. You know, and I say that mostly because we are in Virgo season. Virgos are very detail oriented. They get down to that fine nitty gritty little to-do list, and they figure out all the little bits and pieces. You know, and I think that's the energy that you are kind of dealing with. One, because it seems that there's a lot more on your list, and there's a lot more little moving parts than there are, you know, big cogs in a machine. You know, this is like, it's almost like you're working on like the nuts and screws versus the, you know, the big cog, like I said earlier. So it's almost like spirit's like, we got the cogs. Don't worry about the cogs. Let those be in gray area. You focus on all the little nuts and bolts and make sure all the screws are tight and all of that kind of thing. And then again, being kind to yourself through this process. I almost wonder if this is a slightly different, or at least not super, I don't want to say it's uncommon, but I almost want to say this isn't a kind of energy form or, you know, kind of realm that you work in naturally. You know, it's not that you're not capable, you are capable, but this may not be your like first instinct or your natural instinct to handle this type of detail, but it's something that you can totally do. I think that's where the hope is coming in, because even though it may feel, you know, maybe you're not as honed in on these skills as some other areas, hope is there be like, you got this. You know you can do it, trust that you can do it. And you know, if you have some tippy tumbles or it starts feeling crazy, like, don't be hard on yourself through this process. Like, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna figure it out, and you're gonna do your best and make it happen. Feels very like, your 3 cards feel super uplifting. Like, it feels like you have like a whole bunch of cheerleaders just kind of like rah-rah-rahing you. Oh, Hope had something to say. Let's see. Look at that. 9 of Wands. To me, this is a card of endurance. I know some people see it as stubbornness, but I see it as endurance. You have to like keep your footing strong. Stand your ground. Now that I say that, it's the same thing we talked about Druid. Know where you belong, and I don't care what's happening. Like, I don't care if all these things keep coming at you and maybe your doubt starts picking up. That's when you shut doubt out, listen to Hope, and remember, nope, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in this position. I can handle this. I can figure it out. I am capable. I am strong. Oh. Hermit card. So, hilarious, because Hermit is the card of Virgo. But the Hermit card is all about going within. You know, having to discover these secrets inside of yourself, journeying into your own inner world. Finding the illumination from within. And if you can do that little soul-searching bit, look at that. 6 of Swords. Things get easier. You start to move forward and move on. Moving into, you know, comfort. Moving out of dis-ease. You know, you can kind of see in this picture, you know, the figure, if it'll focus, the figure is, you know, just taking this lovely little nap on this gorgeous swan as it flies over these swords. You know, that could almost be even how I talked about, like, Bobcat Spirit has an eye on you. You have Hope here to help support you, and you have your little cheerleading section. This is almost like Spirit helping to carry you over. And you know, you may be sleeping because you're exhausted with all the work you've been doing and all the balance you've been trying to achieve. But take that card as confirmation that there is divine assistance to help you through. I love this. Oh, we got a couple here. All right. Oh, don't run away from me. I see you there. Yep. Okay. Let me put you guys over here for a second. So you have the 4 of Wands, 4 of Cups. So lots of 4s going on for you guys right now. And the Queen of Swords. Love. Let's move these guys up so you can see them a little better. All right. So let's start with these 2 4s. So 4 of Wands, 4 of Cups. Traditionally, 4 of Wands is all about celebration and foundation, gratitude, gratefulness for, you know, the harvest and what's around us. 4 of Cups is almost the opposite. 4 of Cups is like regret and feeling empty. You can see in the card, you know, she's got these empty cups in front of her, and she's kind of like feeling all sad and down for herself. But then if, you know, she were to turn her head, there's this beautiful blessing just I don't even want to say out of reach. It's just out of sight. You know, it's like she's so, oh sorry, there's one up in the top I missed. But it's almost like she's so sad and lost in her own little pity party. She doesn't see all the help that's right there, or all the blessings that are right there. So what I want to say, especially with these 2 cards coming out together, this 4 of Wands, this is literally telling you, like, you're building a beautiful foundation. You are harvesting all the things that you've asked for. Right now it feels like there's a lot of work, and maybe you don't feel super connected to this 4 of Wands. But this 4 of Cups tells me, even though there's distractions, even though there's, you know, maybe something that's making you feel sad or tired, you know, or, you know, I want to say in extreme cases, regretful, there's still something in this moment that you can take away from it. With the 4 of Cups, there's always a silver lining. There's always a lesson inside of the challenge, or there's always a blessing inside of the, you know, emptiness or perceived loss. There's always something there when the 4 of Cups pops up. And what's in there is this 4 of Wands. There is a new foundation being built, a solid one. And it's just almost like you just can't see it right now. And then to help you, you have, oh my god, you literally have all these cards about here's the situation and here's the help. Here's the situation and here's the help. Here's the situation, here's the help. Like, it's just crazy. So here's your help for this one. Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords, the embodiment of discernment herself. You know, she is very cold and very analytical. Well, I don't want to say analytical. But she carries this same earth element energy as you do. This is a no-nonsense woman. She can be kind of cold because she looks at everything very objectively. Is this helping or hurting you? If it's helping, great. How can we make this stronger? How can we, carry this through? What's my follow-through for this? If it's doing anything else, she takes her sword and cuts it off. Because it's not needed. This is a burden now. Why are we carrying around a burden? Goodbye, cut it off. So, to me, a lot of times when I see this, I always talk about, getting rid of, the clutter in your life, and not physically, but like if there's all these draining things that you have to do or you've agreed to that just aren't serving you and aren't fulfilling you and just feel like rah, 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 get rid of those, I'm sorry, I can't do this or whatever. Here it sounds like it's almost cutting out, it's like she's coming and looking at you and telling you to cut out this behavior. There's so much going on right now, and a lot of it is leading to a lot of good. And I almost want to say it's something that you've asked for. It was something you've been trying to work on and manifest for a long time, especially since we started out this reading with the Nine of Wands about endurance. So I almost feel like it's kind of like you're now getting what you were asking for. And yes, maybe it's a lot of work, and then maybe it's a lot of new work, because this is a new thing for you. But you'll adapt. But again, it's like this is what you asked for. And the Queen of Swords is coming to remind you that, like, this is what you wanted. Like, suck it up. You can do this. You've prepared for this. You've learned how to handle this type of situation. Maybe not exactly, but you've come into this situation with the skills you need to make this happen. There's no reason for you to be all like, oh my god, this is hard. Oh my god, this is a lot of work. Oh my god, I wish I could just lay back for a little bit. Queen of Swords is coming in and be like, but you wanted to do this work, so go do the work. Literally go do the work. Alright. Okay, let's get an outcome. Cool. That was fast. Okay, y'all are just flying out left and right. I don't know if I want to take all of these puppies. Let's see. Oh, maybe we will. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. Brand new beginning. Alright, maybe you just have a whole bunch of outcome knowledge to come in. Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, lordy. There's lots of good things going on. Alright, okay, we're going to keep them all. We're going to break them down one by one. So first of all, King of Pentacles. So actually, I'm going to lump these together. So you have 3 court cards. Look at all of that. So you have the King of Pentacles. Sorry, it's reversed. I'm trying to figure out how to. There we go. I'm like, which card is which? So you have the King of Pentacles over here, Queen of Wands in the middle, and then the Page of Swords. Beautiful cards. So I almost want to say take these by what resonates. Maybe you fill all these roles. Maybe you fill one of them. Just kind of keep these energies in mind. So you may be a mix, or you may just be one. Let's go in order of age. So Paige, our youngest one. So Page of Swords, I love her. This is my rebel. This is my inventor, my reinventor. Tons of Uranian energy. So this, lots of natural inclinations to this. Being an Aquarius, being you're ruled by Uranus. So this particular card, this girl is not afraid to shake things up and to break things down and to change up the status quo. So to me, this is you reinventing yourself, reinventing how you interact with the world, at your job, with people, whatever it is. This is you being willing to change and be different, not for the sake of being different, because it needs to be changed. There may be a system or hierarchy that is no longer working, and you're the exact person to shake it back down to the ground and do things differently and do things better. Then we have the Queen of Wands, very charismatic, very social, very charming, very magnetic. This is for those of you out there trying to manifest. This woman attracts everything she wants to her. And she doesn't necessarily have to go searching for it. It comes to her from her natural magnetism. Also a very sensual card. So for those of you who, and I know this isn't a love reading, but for those of you who are, if this is relating to like a romance or some type of emotional relationship in your life, this is the energy that you need to kind of adopt and pull in. It's this Queen of Wands, real sensual possibly sexual, but it's that charisma and that magnetism that just pulls everything you need to you versus you running out and chasing. You can kind of see here she is just playing the harp, making all the animals around her comfortable and relaxed, and they just kind of lay down. That's you. You know, you're playing your music, singing your song, and you just attract all of these, you know, animals and creatures and support and blessings to you. All right? You're not the one out there running the physical labor. And then top of the tower, King of Pentacles. Well, maybe I shouldn't say top, he has Pentacles. But this, again, this is really grounded, really strong earth energy in this one. Also well manifested. This is the man that sits on this foundation you're building. So I almost want to say you're laying the groundwork for this throne, because eventually you will get to this place where you can sit as the King of Pentacles. Well manifested, grounded, secure, solid, a stable base. Not flighty, not panicky, not reactionary. He knows his place, he knows his power, he knows his worth, he knows how strong he and his kingdom are. Very, very strong, solid energy. And then I think you could apply to any of them, a mix of them, one of them. I almost want to say, because you guys are ruled by Uranus, and I always see Uranian energy when I see the Page of Swords, all of you might get a little dose of this, and then maybe you're going to align with either the masculine or the feminine energies here. Then we also have the Tower card. I think the Tower card is coming through as your outcome, because this is what turns you into one of these royals here. This Tower card is essentially blasting your old ego, your old sense of self that, you know, feels overwhelmed by the tasks at hand, that maybe was too critical and beat yourself down. You know, the part of you that would have to control every single second of every single day and, you know, try to control the actions of all the people around yourself, you know, which is impossible. This, whatever situation this resembles for you guys, because it's going to be different for all of you, but this is something that shakes that to the ground and literally makes it so that behavior isn't possible anymore. And you have to, you know, rise up again with these energies. And I think these energies are what kind of get you through this Six of Swords. Like, I almost want to say, here you are being like stuck to your ways and real stubborn, or pushing through and trying to endure. And then I think the Tower card, whatever this situation is, I want to say happens right here, which, you know, shakes you down, so you have to look within and find the strength and the power and the will to push through and find this new energy inside of yourself, which then allows you to move forward, start building this foundation. Again, if those doubts creep up, that's where love comes in to help support you and get you out of that and help you remember what good is there, because you're building lots of good here. And then this Queen of Swords comes in to help chop it away. This could be you, or this could be a friend. Could go either way, but this is a voice that tells you stop being so silly. Stop being so silly. So the Tower card is showing up to be like, hey, get ready. We're about to change a whole bunch of things, but I'm taking away what is holding you back and keeping you trapped inside. Love this. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to wrap up your reading here. Exciting month ahead. September is looking like a great month for everyone. Lots of blessings, lots of level ups, but everything within the wheelhouse. You just have to commit and give it that last push through the month. Super excited. Like I said, love readings will be coming up maybe in a week. We'll see. I'll start rolling them out, or at least I'll start filming them. I don't know if they'll actually start, you know, as you edit and all that kind of stuff. So maybe, we'll see how this week goes. But yes, so exciting. Wishing you the best. Trust and know that you have support. And your big thing, again, staying grounded. Stay grounded. Don't let yourself run wild this month. All right, my friends, take care. I love you. As always, I love hearing from you. I know I've been absent for a while. I'm glad to be back. I missed you. I hope you missed me. If you have anything to share with me, or you want to hit me up, say hey, let me know what's been going on. Feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. You can also hit me up on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. And as always, if you want to book a private session, all that info will be in the description box down below. You guys take care. I love you, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye.